Well, hello everybody. This is a bit of a slower pace, chiller video from Poktnife. We're going to do the more in-depth, serious paint slash patina paint job style video that you guys have all been asking for. I know it's a bit of a meme now, the Poktnife paint tutorial, but we're for realsies going to do this because I want to see you guys do some good paint jobs. Not that you haven't, but I feel like I can offer some tips and maybe make more sense and maybe be a little easier for you guys in the future if you ever try to do this yourself. But other than that, we're gonna do it on my SCX-10, my 10th scale truck. Got her sitting here. And what I'm gonna go for is maybe some sort of replica of my 24th scale truck. 24th scale truck. I'll throw a picture of it on the screen right now. If you don't know it, it's been the talk of the town recently. Other than that, I think the only thing left to do is get started. Step 1, disassemble the body. Did I spell that right? Definitely spelled that. Yep, definitely spelled that wrong. But anyway, disassemble the body. You know, take your cab off your bed, take the windows out. Now this body, I don't think you can take the back window out, so I just taped it up real quick. But, you know, took the windows out, dash, grill, whatever. So then that brings us to step 2 here, which is sanding it. And obviously you're gonna wanna get all these scratches and stuff from the trail out. A lot of these look a lot worse than they are, but depending on how smooth or not you want this paint job to come out, you might have to sand it a little more than others. I think I have 180 grit, which I'll start with, kind of just knock down some of the scratches. This body's not gonna really need a whole lot of prep work since, you know, everything's pretty matte. I'm just gonna kind of scuff the whole thing up, make sure the paint has something to stick to. Let's make our way down to the Poktnife basement and get some sandpaper on this body. Okay, so now that we found ourselves here in the Poktnife basement with some sandpaper here, which I think I actually have 2 pieces here. Yes, I do. We're gonna sit that one off to the side. But anyway, what I like to do, if this has a little bit of stickiness to it, fold it in half.
Oh my
so
God!
You have a little bit of something to hold on to, the little grippy. I think what I'm gonna do is start with the bed here, get that sanded up, just because I feel like it's the closest and it might not take the longest. So, like I said up there, I'm just gonna kind of hit some of the scratches and scuff up generally the entire surface so that our paint has something to stick to. See how easy that's coming out? This really doesn't have a lot of paint on it, so the scratches are coming out relatively well. And a lot of them aren't even really that deep, they're just kind of right in the primer. So while I'm here, I'm just gonna hit everything with a nice quick little hey there, how you doing kind of thing. Now, I don't actually know what I'm gonna do with the inside of the bed here, but anyway, you see you've got yourself a nice sanded, nice scuffed surface here. Well, the underside doesn't really matter too much. Probably gonna end up painting that black. But anyway, got this nice and scuffed up. I'm gonna hit the body here real quick, and then I'll catch up with you guys whenever I get this body sanded. Okay, now that you've got your body sanded to your liking, you're gonna wanna go ahead and make sure you wipe it off. Just get all the dust off of it. Me personally, I'm gonna use my shirt. Blowing on it kind of hard works too. I missed the spot. Now you see, that's why you go ahead and go around and give her a once over, you know, see where you got, see where you didn't get, see where you wanna sand more. Me, personally, I'm pretty happy with how this is. Honestly, like I was saying, once you're happy with the level of sanding on your body, you're gonna wanna do step 3, which will be our patina slash rust layer. You get to decide here what the underside of your base coat you want it to look like, basically. So like if you want to do the patina paint job, do like a dark, sorry, I'm out of breath. for the patina paint job with like the rust coming through, you're gonna want like a brown or like a red or whatever you want it to look like after you sand the base coat off. This is what I'm using today, a chestnut brown satin. And it's very important you get satin paint because that's gonna give you your finish that you want. You don't want to be super shiny because, you know, patina paint jobs aren't shiny. So we're gonna take this outside, get it set up, and get some paint on it. Okay, now that we're outside, I'm gonna use my little turntable here and set it up just like this. And we're gonna start painting. So make sure your can's nice and shooken up. And let's get the paint. Make sure your can's nice and shook up. Give it a couple test sprays. And then you just wanna, for the first coat, you don't have to go too crazy heavy. You just wanna get some paint on there. You want to make sure you get a bunch on your hand. It's part of the process. Okay, that's our first coat. That's coat number 1. Typically, I like to wait 10 to 15 minutes between coats just to let it set up and get nice and dry on there and kind of still tacky so that your next coat goes on there good too. So let's wait a couple minutes and we'll get to the second coat. Coat number 2.
Oh my God! Huh?
Okay, 2 coats is all I'm doing of this patina layer. Really doesn't matter how many you get on there. I guess the more the merrier, so it doesn't blow through that whenever you're sanding. But that's those are steps for later lines. So we're gonna let this paint dry nice and good. Then we're gonna get it onto step 4, I think it is. And step 4 being our base coat. This is your main color. You want to put this on as thick or as thin as you want so that it's easier to sand through or not. I'm going to put 2 coats on as well. You're going to want to grab some satin paint for this as well. I've got some French blue. There it is. French blue. We're going to take it outside. We don't have to worry about that other coat drying fully because this is still paint going on paint. So we're going to go out there and hit that with 2 coats as well. Coat 2. Quick helpful tip to see if your paint is dry or not. It's a little hard to see on camera, but if you put your finger in it, you can kind of see fingerprints. Now you want to do this somewhere where you're not going to exactly see it. So if you get fingerprints in it, so it's still a little too wet. Little helpful tip. Okay, now that your paint is nice and dry, that brings us to our next step, which is step 5, which is patinaing the paint. And that's where we're gonna start getting technical. So before I say this, you're gonna wanna make sure your paint is nice and dry, or else it's gonna clump up and it's gonna do weird stuff if you try to sand it before it's nice and dry. I'm going to be a little impatient for the video alone, but honestly, you would want to let this set up for like probably at least a day or so. Like do it in the evening time and then do it the next evening, like sand it. But I'm going to be a little impatient and I'm only going to wait about an hour or so, if that. And then we're going to get to sanding, which is the fun part. Okay, that brings us back to the Poktnife basement, where we will be doing our sanding slash patinaing the paint, which, like I said in the beginning, we will be doing our best to replicate this SCX-24, which does have new wheels and or has new tires on it. I know a lot of you will be happy to see that. But anyway, we're going to be going for this exact look. So it's nice. It's nice to have some sort of reference to go off of. It makes it a lot easier, in my personal opinion. You're going to want to use a lot smoother sandpaper, something not quite as coarse as you did in the prep stage, just so it doesn't look as aggressive and it gives it more of a fade to the paint than like a, you know, real scratchy look. But we're going to start with the bed, and hopefully I don't screw it up. So you want to start very lightly and only hit the spots that you really want to hit. You can always sand more, you can't sand less. But also you can ultimately paint over it again if it really gets too haywire. So let's get to sanding. Okay, so as you're sanding, you're gonna start seeing that undercolor, that layer before your base coat. You're gonna start seeing that coming through a little bit. That's good. That's where you wanna be kind of really paying attention to what you're doing. You don't wanna blow through fast. And if I'm being 100% honest, I think this paint was still a little too tacky to be sanding it because it's chunking up a little bit. I don't know if you can really see that or not. But we're gonna make do with what it is, and we're gonna keep persevering. I got this side to a point where I'm kind of happy with it, so we're gonna flip over to the other side. Like I said, you can always sand more, so just take your time. I'm gonna keep sanding. Another helpful tip is to go up in sandpaper, go down in sandpaper gritness. I got 400 here instead of 320. I'm gonna rip myself off a little piece here. And this is more for if you wanna kind of smooth things out a little bit more. The roof, I think, is probably one of the centerpieces for me for making a good looking patina paint job, but pretty happy with how this one turned out. And now that we got our patina done, that leads us to our next step, which is our final step, step 6, reassemble and admire. And just like it sounds, you want to put everything back together, do all your detail work, and make sure, and then that's when you find out what all you missed. So I'm going to work on getting this back together, and we'll check back whenever I get to a point where I need to say something. Okay. Well, folks, I'm actually very happy with how this is coming out. I got some details done, door handles, windshield wipers, front bumper, grill, tail lights, all that kind of stuff put back in here. And let's just say the more pieces I put on here, the better it looks and the more fired up I am about it. I want to get everything buttoned up and then do a nice little grand reveal for the end of the video. Maybe take it outside and show you guys what's going on. Well, folks, I think it's safe to say that this was an incredible success, and I hope you guys learned a thing or two. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit the like button and leave a comment down below. And maybe we'll see some more people getting out of their comfort zones, I guess you could say. But yeah, I think it looks incredible. Hope you guys enjoyed the process. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next one.